What's good? What's happening? What's good, people? What's happening? Hope you're having a sick ass Tuesday. Crushed my workout already. This live stream today is going to be for the newer people. When I say newer people, I'm talking about the newer supporters, the people that kind of just found out about me last week, last month, or just recently, right? Too recently, all right? You don't know my whole story. You don't know where I come from. You don't know who I am in a sense. So allow me to take the sweet time out of your day to reintroduce myself, give you sort of a background as to who I am, where I come from, and how I ended up doing what I'm doing. All right? Yo, what's up? And you're a part of the journey. You know what's up. I see you. I see you. I'm going to still call you Mr. Bailey because this is how I know you. Damien No Limit Fitness. Shout out. Mr. Big Guns. The here. What's up? I see you. All right, let me just pin the convo over here so we know what we're talking about today on Instagram, and then we're going to dive into it. And I'm going to talk. Honestly, this is going to be sort of off the cuff. This one's going to be not a long one. This one's going to be more of an eye opener and something for like those of you that don't know me, those of you that are just finding out about me. This is going to be the live stream for you to sort of know me a little bit better, ask me a bit of questions that you would like to ask, just in general to know me a little bit better. But I'm just going to give you like my full story. I'm going to give you my full story when it comes to how I ended up getting to this position that I'm in now, bodybuilding, an online coach, a business owner, helping people around the world achieve their fitness goals, and essentially where I started and how far away in terms of like we'll say mental conception it was for me to understand that like I could actually be someone of like this caliber, someone that like actually helps people, someone that is a country is we'll say a contributing member to society, right? This one is gonna hit, especially if you're one of those people that growing up you were kind of like a bad apple. Growing up, if you were if you didn't really think there was going to be a tomorrow for you, or you didn't know what the fuck you were going to do, this is the live stream for you, because I can assure you that in my journey, not just fitness journey, but in my life journey, I have been in that position. And some of the people tuning in, shout out Terry, Jesse, what's up? Some of the people tuning in actually know sort of where I come from, the background, the good things, the bad things, the ugly things, all of that, and how it all ended up molding me into the person that you see right before you. All right? So tune in. I want your full attention. This one's going to be real. This one's going to be vulnerable. This one's going to be me just keeping it a stack with you guys and girls, just like being honest and letting you know that if I can do it, you can fucking do it too. Is that what I'm saying? All right, let's check it out. All right, so as I said, this is not going to be a long one. This one is going to be more of me rambling about myself, things that I had to go through, experiences that I went through in order to get to where I am today. All right, so let's break it down. Okay, and this is for those new viewers, new supporters, for those new followers that may not know exactly who I am, but are inspired of by what I'm putting out. I want to let you know that I was in a fucked up position too, and I'm not making this video like out of like looking for pity or anything like that. I'm literally doing this to show you guys, to give you guys and girls an example as to how far you can come if you actually literally tweak your mind in the right direction instead of the wrong one, follow through with that, remain consistent in that path, and then watch the rewards literally come back to benefit you, right? So if you're in a fucked up position right now, tune in. If you think that you can't amount to shit right now, tune in. If you think that wherever you are, you're going to be stuck in that position forever, tune the fuck in. Because I swear to God on everything, I thought I was exactly like you. All right, like let's break it down. All right, so wind back up, a few years way back, not a few years, just kind of maybe we'll say more than 6 years back, 7 years back. I was about, say, 16, 17 years old, partying a lot, right? Partying a lot. Like when I say partying, I mean partying. House parties, like Project X type shit. Okay, drinking a lot, smoking a lot. Like my friends and I were all doing drugs and shit. That's just what it was, right? That's what my normal was at that time, right? I would do that. I'd get into a lot of fights, a lot of arguments, do a whole bunch of stupid, young, dumb people shit. And that would translate over to my studies. My ethic for academics went down. I didn't really care. So all I cared about was having fun. All I really cared about was how I was going to spend the next 5 minutes. Never thought long term. Because intrinsically, deep down, in a way, I felt like you know what, honestly, this life shit isn't for me. And not that I was like suicidal on it or anything like that. And I'm not knocking people that are, or you know, if you're not, whatever. I'm saying that I truly did believe that there was a point in time in my life where focusing on tomorrow was kind of a waste of time because I wasn't in tomorrow yet. I was here today. Time to have fun. Time to party. Time to get drunk. Time to like, just fuck around. Start some bullshit. Make some fucking noise. It was very shallow. Like I started in a place where a lot of you guys and girls may know people are currently in that you do not associate with anymore. And of course, I stopped associating with those people. Or maybe you might be one of those people where you're just honestly drinking every day, smoking every day, partying whenever you can. That's where I started. Like that was the beginning of my journey. When I say journey, I'm not just talking about fitness journey. I'm talking about like my life journey. Because growing up, it was like I'm one of five children. Got a twin brother, an older sister, and a younger brother and a younger sister. One of five children, right? We were raised for the first 10 years of my life in a three bedroom apartment, right? So it's about seven people in a three-bedroom apartment. That was like the start of my life. And then after we moved out of that area, just kept those mindsets and the values that people in that area sort of had because I was just raised in it. Like I just thought it was normal and it was just what I wanted to do, right? So no shit, when I turned into a teenager, I ended up drinking a lot. I ended up smoking a lot. I ended up doing a lot of the things that I saw when I was growing up in the ghetto. All right. So like when I tell you, it's not always as it seems, especially online. Like you may look at me again. This is for those of you that don't know me. This is for those of you that are just following me. This is for those of you that honestly look at me as someone like that's probably a robot because you see me all over your timeline and I'm fucking in shape all the time and blah blah blah. Like I'm a human being too, and I'm honestly started off in a place probably just as fucked up as, or maybe even more fucked up than where you're starting off. But I'm bringing this to your attention. I'm reintroducing myself to you guys and girls so I can tell you that it's fucking possible for you to achieve your dreams should you put the time and the effort in that right direction. All right. So that was pretty much the beginning of my journey. As a teenager, that was like all I spent my time doing, just wasting time. Moving forward, everything sort of started to turn around after I started getting in a lot of fights, and the repercussions of those fights were like just making me uncomfortable, unsafe, and pretty pissed at myself after the fact. Because let's face it, when I was fighting, it was like, okay, well, I was pretty much either on drugs, I was pretty much on alcohol, drinking or whatever, and making the dumbest fucking decisions possible. And that's what, like in that state of mind is where these fights happen. I never like was sober and started a fight. That never happened, right? Like that just never happened, right? I'm just gonna exit off of Twitter over here because I'm getting a lot of um, nice notes about not nice notes. Well, just honest notes about TikTok. All right, so hopefully the TikTok connection starts to fix up over there. I appreciate you guys and girls saying that. But yeah, we just continue moving forward. So like, I started turning it around at the point in time where I realized I was making all these dumb decisions at the very same point in time I was drunk or high. Like it was a given that I needed to change that specific thing. You know, always being under the influence. I needed to change always, you know, being abusing substances and stuff like that. Hanging out with people that didn't have shit going on, like all that stuff. Like I had to change that. And the moment that I did change that, things started to turn around. I realized, okay, well, shit, I've actually got a lot more time on my hands. A lot more time on my hands. And with that extra time, I invested it into playing sports because honestly, I'm an energetic person and I needed an outlet. Like that's just what I needed. I needed an outlet, and sports was the thing for me. I started off with football and then wrestling. So those two were my like, we'll say first loves when it comes to the discipline of playing sports or at least being an athlete to some extent. So I played football and replaced the time that I would spend smoking, drinking, getting high with other people, my friends at the time. I replaced that time with playing sports. That was the first thing I did. And it wasn't even like I was like, fuck those people. I don't want to drink and smoke. Like, honestly, at the time, I still did drink and smoke, but it just wasn't as frequent because I honestly didn't have the time for it. I'm like, I've got these new dedications, wrestling and football, which I was doing at the same time. So something's got to give. and it ended up giving, right? And slowly over time, I'm talking about years, like we're fast forwarding years as I go across this. Slowly over time, after developing the discipline of playing sports and actually getting good at it, like I finished second in Canada, or that's second in Canada, whatever, nationals, in wrestling and football. I was a starter defensive lineman, not lineman, um, outside linebacker, defense. I was a starter for the whole entire season, and actually in our best season that we ever had in that high school, right? And I felt like solely responsible for the fact that because I was performing at a higher level, just as an athlete, by putting my time in there, that like I could see myself doing other things that I thought were impossible at the start. Like at the beginning of it all, it was just to go and spend time somewhere else, spend some time doing something productive, as opposed to doing something that was like destructive, right? So that's what like initially playing sports became for me, right? And then after that, what happened was I started taking up more time in the gym, just like lifting weights, in conjunction to doing wrestling and playing football. And I met amazing fucking people in the gym. This is why, like, I always recommend if you're going through a hard point in time in your life, go to the gym not only just to like get better in terms of like your physique and things like that, and your mindset, but also go to the gym to like kind of in a way make new friends. Okay, go to the gym to make new friends. Like when I say that, I mean that. Like I've met to this day some of my very best friends were met in the gym, where that gym is a positive environment. People are going there to improve their physiques, not necessarily their mindset directly, but indirectly their mindset does improve the more disciplined and consistent they become with it. But if you make friends in a setting like that, you're more likely to have positive repercussions or benefits from those connections and those friendships. It's like if you were to make friends with a bunch of people at the club every week, you'd probably have similar traits to those people that you're making friends with in the club every single week, right? So it's like the same thing that applies to the gym. It's the exact same thing that applies to the gym, guys and girls, right? And that's what I want to bring to your attention. So, like for me, I started to like really spend a lot of time in the gym, not just training, but socializing with people that I aspired to be like, socializing with people that inspired me. Shout out to Nick Rosnovsky, shout out to Damian Bailey, who's already left the chat. But those people ended up planting a seed in my brain, which allowed me to see again that it's possible for me to get the greater things in life by simply applying myself and being as disciplined and consistent as I possibly could be. Not perfect, but as disciplined and as consistent as I possibly could have been. And over time, repeating that over and again, this is like I'm talking about a 10-year journey here, 9-year journey here. Over time, that ended up molding me into the man that you see today. It ended up molding me into the person that once stepped on a bodybuilding stage for the first time. Oh, he's out here. Bailey's in the house. Mr. Bailey's in the house. It molded me into the person that once stepped on a bodybuilding stage for the first time. Went there nervous, but I won. And when I won, it sparked something in me. It's like, I'm doing something right. I'm doing something that I'm supposed to be doing. Right? And then over time, I continued to move forward with the same intentions, being consistent and as disciplined as I possibly could be over a long period of time. And then I saw myself win a national competition for the very first time. Remember how I mentioned earlier on I played second in Canada in wrestling? No, I actually ended up winning at 20 years old the natural national bodybuilding competition in Canada and was the best welterweight bodybuilder in Canada in 2018. And that just confirmed the beliefs that I had in my head that, yeah, this is the thing I'm supposed to be doing. And the more that I do it, the more successful that I'm going to get at it. And with that, more opportunities and more positivity is going to come from it. And of course, the better networks and connections, like meeting people of a higher caliber, meeting people that I aspire to be like, surrounding myself with like the idols that I would like, the IFBB Pro idols that I would like read about, that I would go online and search about. I'm now seeing these people around me, right? And now we have mutual friends, and it's like this is crazy. And now I know some of them. It's like coming from the same kid who spent all of his time, when I say kid, I'm talking about teenagers, spent all of his time drinking, smoking, not thinking about the next day, just not giving a fuck about life, to now becoming, this young man who's still developing, who owns a business and has been self-employed for over a year, helps people internationally around the world. I get to chase my dream every single day. Like I wake up pumped that I get to go to the gym on my own fucking time, eat meals whenever the fuck I want to, drink my water at any given time of day because I'm in control of my schedule as an entrepreneur. Like to think back all those years ago when I was washing dishes as a 14-year-old, that this would be my life, that this would be like something that I get to experience because I'm going through this. This is believe me, this is just the beginning. Like we're just starting, right? I'm young. I'm 23. Like just to understand that this is a part of my progression. It's like it's fucked. It's absolutely fucked because I would have never guessed a single day in my life when I was high or when I was drinking lean or when I was drinking alcohol. Like I would have never thought a day in my life I would be somebody that like could inspire somebody that could like change somebody's life, help them burn the fat that they swore they couldn't burn. Now they're like, yo, Matt, like you changed my life. You got me ready for this wedding, and I'm just so like, what? Like it's mind-boggling for me to think that. Sorry, it would have been mind-boggling for me to think that as a teenager, as the person in that fucked up situation. Like, I'm more than grateful that I even get a platform to speak to you guys and girls right now. I'm more than grateful that I was able to accumulate enough knowledge to not only make me a successful natural bodybuilder at such a young age, but also to allow myself to give the knowledge back to you guys and girls so you can improve your life. So you can feel at least 10% of what I feel when I go on stage and win through social media. Like, to just to look back, if I could like meet that same dude, if I could meet that same dude that was like in high school, dude, who was just so ignorant and didn't care about anything, didn't focus on anything at all, didn't have any big dreams whatsoever. Like if I could just focus, if I could just go to that guy and just say, yo, no matter what you're doing right now, you're gonna end up on a path that you don't even fucking believe is possible. I wouldn't even believe it. Right? But that, guys and girls, is the power of being disciplined, consistent, and having passion. Right? Because if you can, have all those things, be disciplined, consistent, and have passion, you'll put yourself in positions to reap benefit from opportunities that come from the places that you put yourself in, the positive places. Right? Remember how I mentioned if you're always at the club, you're going to be meeting people that are always at the club and doing things that people at the club always do? Yeah, well, same thing goes to, if you're at the gym. You meet people at the gym, they're going to show you other people that go to the gym. You're going to end up learning, doing more, and benefiting from that knowledge as you train and apply that knowledge. And then so on and so forth. You meet this person, you meet that person, boom. You start competing, you start winning, and then now you're Matt. Like, that's my story, right? I'm not saying that's your story, but that's how it happened for me. Because I just mindlessly went into a more positive space with more positive people that are living more productive, meaningful lives, contributing to society. And that's all she wrote. Like, that's literally how I got here. And in a way, you could say I almost don't even know how I got here. In a way, you could say that. Because it was almost unconscious, the way that I decided that, you know what, it's kind of better to just play sports right now and fucking spend my time doing that, and then I go to work and then have fun, as opposed to like drinking all the time, smoking all the time. And I'll be honest with you, that switch that made me do it, it wasn't like I woke up one morning and hallelujah, praise the Lord, I just decided to go play sports and spend my time doing positive things. Like it was an accumulation of always an accumulation of always feeling like I could be doing more, an accumulation of always like being in a situation that was shitty, like after a fight, for example, or in a situation where somebody owes somebody money, and then you're just like, yeah, like drinking and smoking was the fun part, but this is the stupid shit that I don't want to be involved in. And why is this happening? Well, it's because of what I'm doing most of the time. The drinking, the smoking, it's putting me around those people, around those situations. So when I started to like really become a little bit aware of the byproduct of those actions, drinking, smoking, hanging out with people like that, I just naturally became deterred. I just did not want to do that naturally anymore because it just twisted my stomach. I just didn't feel cool doing it. Like that's it. There's gonna be a wake up call for you guys and girls at some point in time in your life. I've had mine, and I still think there are many more wake up calls to come. But the wake up call that gets you, you better fucking pick up. Like I swear to God, you better pick up. It may be subtle, it may be extreme, but slowly applying yourself over a period of time, a long period of time. Again, nothing good comes quick. Understanding that discipline, consistency, and passion can have the potential to bring you in either a good position or a bad position, and utilizing it to get you in a good position, that's what's going to help you. That's what's going to make you realize your true value. It's going to make you realize your true potential and your purpose almost in a way that you serve on this planet Earth. Because it did that for me. It did that for me, and it continues to do that for me. So long I do the work, remain dedicated and consistent and authentic, which is why I give a lot. I give a lot of knowledge. I like to show up on these live streams to help a lot of people. I make posts daily on all different platforms to reach out to many different people to give them knowledge from my experience that's worked with myself and my clients that they're not even paying for, simply because I know the value of what positivity can do for someone, what good knowledge can do for someone, and having a good connection, having a friendship with someone that is heading in the right direction, like how that can benefit you. Like I'm aware of these things, which is why I reach out my hand and try to grab each and every willing person to come along with me, to experience this, to benefit from this over a long period of time. And I hope to establish lifelong connections with those of you guys and girls that are just following me for the first time, that have just heard about me for the first time. Because I used to be in a position like you are, where there was zero self-belief, zero commitment, and of course zero results in all facets of life. And I went from that to now becoming somebody that's producing results on a consistent basis, increasingly getting more satisfied with my lifestyle, my life choices, and having way less regrets than I've ever had in my life. All right, so that's it. That's all, guys and girls. I hope that reintroduction connected us, allowed you to understand a little bit more where I come from. All right, I'm going to scan through a little bit of the comments here on Instagram. We only got a few. I said it wouldn't be a long one. It's only about 20 minutes. We're going to fly off, all right? I appreciate each and every single one of you guys and girls on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube for tuning in and giving me your time. You didn't have to, and you chose to. So I appreciate that. Robbie, I see you. Hey, what's up? Tristan, Tatu, what's up? Sadie, what's good? Bianca's in the house. David, yes, sir. Bianca says, it can be the same thing anywhere. With any group of people that you identify with, that sense of fellowship and camaraderie puts people at ease. Exactly. Right? It's just where do you spend that time? Which people do you go to? The clubbers or the people that are actually doing something? It doesn't even have to be in the gym. It could be with people at a library. Let's say, like, honestly, that's a little bit less practical for most people because not a lot of people spend time at libraries. I think it'd be more likely for the gym, but still, anywhere, right? Birds, I forgot the quote exactly, but it's birds of a kind flock together, or feathers of a something feathers flock together. But I think you know what I'm talking about, Bianca. If you find it, drop it down there, right? The type of birds you chill with is the type of bird you become. Chill with eagles, you're going to soar with them. Chill with pigeons, you're going to chirp. Mr. Bailey says, that's huge, bro. Kitchen, hear you speak. This will be saved both on my YouTube and Instagram as well as Facebook. So if you ever want to like get the link, shoot me a DM. I'll send it to you. You can send it out to whoever you think needs to hear this, because honestly, it's from the heart. It's from the heart. You know what's up already. Daniel Lips, I see you. Was good. Bianca also says, hey, one door closes, another opens, and sometimes what's behind the next door can be even better what you have. Just like with you, exactly. Right? Transitioning from football to wrestling to bodybuilding. All different doors that open and close. But as I open and close them, I progressed. As a whole, not just an athlete. Right? It was just my life journey. That was my experience. Badro, I see you, bro. Rahul, Ramesh, what's up? Priyan, what's good? Mr. Bailey said, and I'm always calling you Mr. Bailey. You know what's up, man. Very proud of you always. Much love. That guy took me to my very first gym visit. Y'all don't know. That's Damien No Limit Fitness. All right. Bianca says, I'm glad that you found the courage and discipline to pull yourself um, out of a tough spot and mold yourself into the man that you are today. I would say the man that I'm becoming. Because as I said, this is the beginning of the journey. This is the beginning of the journey. I am not anywhere near where I want to be, but that alone is humbling and inspiring, and it makes me want to chase that because it's possible. Now, it's easier for me to believe that these things are possible as opposed to when I was like in that position as a young kid, teenager, we'll say, because I've already started to experience some success to a certain degree. So it's like, okay, we got this, we can get some more. Not in a greedy way, but in a way where I'm analyzing my reality and, so long I stay alive, I hopefully improve, right? Bianca says, birds of a feather flock together. That's the quote. That's what it is. Birds of a feather flock together, right? So mind who you spend your time with. That's going to be like the very first thing that's going to sort of shift your mental perspective and get you in a state of mind where you might either be hanging out with certain people for a bad reason or a good reason. Get to analyze that and make the right decision for yourself. Right? Bianca says, got it. Can't wait to see what's next for you. Much love, Bianca. Much love. I hope you had an amazing day. Whoop. Sorry, that's an alarm. Hope you have an amazing day. My alarm just went on. I've got a call in 15 minutes, so I'm going to have to fly out. You know what's up. But I appreciate each and every single one of you guys and girls, especially Bianca, for always showing up every day no matter what and offering value back to the people. All right? You know what it is. Raki, what's up? We're tuning out. You're going to have to watch the replay, Raki. Bianca says, like I said, your story is like the After series, just less intense without a girl involved. You're not wrong. You're not wrong there. That's facts. You're not wrong. That's facts. I hope you have the sickest fucking Tuesday of your life. Bask in a clean house. Chill out. Treat yourself. But put your work in. All right. That's it. That's all, people. We are out. Let's go.